Good morning. Welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. My name is Dean Jones, and today I'm going to be showing you a really nice used piece we got. It's a leisure travel van. It's a 24 TB. It's a really, really nice coach. The more I research this thing, the more I fall in love with it. But we're just going to go ahead and get started. So we'll start on the front end over here. A couple things to point out. This is the newer generation Sprinter. And you'll see a lot of that in the features on the dash. But just a couple things to note about being an owner of one of these is it is a diesel motor. So we'll just start off and show you that the diesel emission fluid, you do have to fill this up from time to time. You do have a gauge on the dash, which is kind of new to this chassis, in this model 21. That's just something you're going to have to do. You're going to have to fill this up every few fuel tanks. The other thing I'd show you is the only other thing you're really going to do, because hopefully you'll have Mercedes service this guy. I know they use a really good synthetic oil, and I think you probably go oil changes once a year if you're using it at a regular pace. But at any rate, if you come over, you can see the only thing you're going to need is that depth you're going to have to fill once in a while, and this is your windshield wiper fluid. That, and if you ever needed to jump anybody or needed to jump if you left your lights on or something, you got a little peg here. That's where you'd put your hot, and then you have a little peg over here where you would jump it right here. And that's because the battery's under the seat. So you just don't have a chassis battery sitting up here like you would on a normal rig. So I just wanted to point those two things out. Another cool feature about the Sprinter is you do have a little step up here. If you want to clean the windshield, you can always, get up there and get the bugs off. So that's kind of a nice little feature on all Sprinter products. Coming around here, I will point out this stock number on this guy for reference is 5U221652. It's underneath the video with links to our website. While you're there, please like, share, and subscribe our channel so we can get more people content. Coming around here, I'm going to show you a couple things on the inside chassis that I kind of like. One, this is how you would fuel the unit, and when the door is shut, it locks it, so no one can access your fuel thing when the coach is locked and shut. One thing nice about this is an upgraded chassis. We do have the seat package here on the door on both sides, and it does have 3 memories, so it'd be a good one for his and hers. But the other one I would program, if it was my coach, I'd program this to come all the way up and the seat back to come up so I could turn the seat around, because it's kind of a special position when you want to rotate those seats and you want to use this as kind of a lounger for your living space inside. So that's a good thing about these guys. As you can see, you can go up and down. You also have full lumbar support. But I'm going to come in here and show you a couple things about the real comfortable seats. Ergonomic steering wheel. You've got all your cruise control, your volume setup and stuff on here. Another cool thing about Mercedes is everything's really easy. You got this really big touchscreen, but you also have kind of a Siri mechanism to this guy. So if you said, Mercedes, hey Mercedes, where is the nearest gas station? She'll search the network and she'll find you, so it's kind of a series of sorts. So it's telling me that the nearest gas station here is Conoco right up the street there. So you can kind of see that. You also have a running navigation here. You can Bluetooth into this guy. It's a really neat deal. Got tons of cup holders in this guy. You got cup holders here, here, here. You got a couple up here. I don't know if you can get a look at that. And what Leisure Travel's done, they've done these little sun visors that are kind of interesting. I don't see those very often. I don't know if those are something that old owner added to it or not, but this one has about 3,500 miles, so it's very, very lightly used. Another thing you can see on this guy, if you pan down, is the old owner outfitted it with WeatherTech mats, so that's kind of a nice deal. I will turn this off. Maybe. It's just a really nice, user-friendly, and the new Sprinter chassis. You can kind of tell this vintage of Sprinter. You can tell if it's the newer or the older by if it has a key start or if it has a push button start. This is the push button start. So you do have your own little key here that tucks away real nice. And what this key's for It's for these really cool handles. So a lot of RVs have these slam latches. These ones have these little tiny turn guys. So you can actually tighten them down, lock them, and they seem to function a lot better in like cold weather and stuff. Like the slam latches can get a little cold and stuck. But what you'll see under here, this is the under the floor storage. It is all upholstered. There is no heat or any kind of climate going into these lower storages, but they're nice and fitted, real nice, real clean. A lot of storage right there. Just shut real nice. You just lock them that way, and then you can also lock them again. You do have a Truma AquaGo system. It's kind of a hybrid, little tank, but kind of an on-demand water heater. One of the greatest advances in heating water in little RVs that we've seen in a while. It's the Truma, so we like to see that. This is another storage. And you also have a little place for a sewer hose if you want to store that out of the way, not on a bumper or anything. But nice fiberglass form-fitted lower piece there. Here's your 30 amp service. Your short cord should be back on the other side, I think. Just plug it in. It's a 25-foot cord that's supplied with the coach. And then we talked about the storage below being not climate controlled in any way, but this one is. So what you're gonna find here, and all these have these little shocks, so it's gonna keep your doors open real nice. There's the cord right there, actually. But this will be kind of the same temperature as your coach, so you can put stuff that you don't want to freeze or something up in here. And as you can see back there, it kind of passes through. A lot of space there. If you had skis or what have you, we like that. We're gonna spend a little bit time on the bay below here because this is your wet bay. So real simple wet bay. I really like how they did this. For the guys who want to winterize their own coaches, it's the easiest one there is. One thing Leisure Travel Van doesn't do, I found out, is they don't have low point drains. So this is your low point drain here. This is the lowest part of the plumbing system, which is really kind of cool because you're not crawling under there doing these little plastic valves that might get dirty and fail over time. You actually this is your low point. So what you would do in an event of winterizing is you would put this in a bucket of antifreeze. You could actually, since it's such a small tank in the Truma, you could actually just run, you don't even have to bypass that. You can if you want, but you can just run your antifreeze through the whole system and just open this up. And when you start seeing antifreeze come out of this guy, you're good to go. So all you got to do is just turn this valve. It's in winterize right now. This would be normal. So I'd probably put that in normal now because when you go to de-winterize it, you don't want it sucking air out of this hose here. So there's that, real easy, but you can see it's, we already got the antifreeze, it's winterized as we speak. This is your, this is the valve from city water or fill. So you don't have 15 little toggles. You got to look at a map to find out how they're going. You just have your winterization valve and your city and your tank fill valve. It's really, really simple. Super, super cool. Again, low point drains here. You can turn your cold, wait till antifreeze comes out, you're hot, same thing. Once you see antifreeze come out, you're winterized. It's one of the simplest units to winterize there is. You also, I don't know if you can get a look in here, but there's a little pass through right here. You see that? So when you're filling, you put this guy on, you run your hose through this little thing, and you can just have this shut so no one can get to your stuff. So that's a real nice thing, or you can just pop it out here. One thing I will say is you've got your water fill here and you've got your Santa flush here. Just be real mindful not to get those mixed up because that could cause damage to the coach. What this little guy is here though, this is a little air nozzle. So if you wanted to blow out your water system before you actually winterized it, you could do so. You don't really need to. It's not that big of a system, but they do supply that. And where that is, that's your Santa flush. So as we move over to this side of the wet bay, we've got a couple things. We've got your water pump switch out here, which is good to help winterize so you're not running inside and outside the coach. You've got your propane shut-off switch because your propane system is in the same bay. So this is where you would fill it. You got your macerator switch. We'll talk about that inside. Cable hookup and portable like tailgate or satellite hookup right there. Another thing I'll point out is you've got these two little gate valves right here. Again, they're not down here below where the road can get them dirty and get them, you know, to malfunction. But again, if you're ever going to use Santa Flush, make sure you don't confuse it with this guy. But you definitely want to make sure your black tank's open, because what will happen is it'll fill up your black tank and overflow in the coach. So be real careful when using this. But it is a cleaning. It's a cleaning apparatus that cleans out your black tank. Now the other thing I learned today was that you never want to open both these at the same time, because they can mix. So empty your gray tank, empty your black tank independently. Make sure one of these is closed at all times. That's one thing to know. And that's the wet bay. Real simple. I mean, you can't get any better than that. Some of them get pretty busy, right? So the one option this doesn't have that I noticed, it doesn't have a rear ladder. But that being said, it does have a rear camera, and you do have a one-piece fiberglass cap, real nice there. You have a nice little 7-way. I think this is rated for 5,000 pounds, but check your weights before you tow anything or load any items on there. It depends on how much you have loaded and how many people and how much water. That does affect how much you can tow. So just make sure you hit a scale before you put something heavy on the back of this guy. But coming around here, we have this really nice Carefree awning. It does have a wind sensor on it. I will point out, I love how the lights are actually on the outside of the case. And what that means is, when it's closed, you can still get light on the outside here. So if you're pulling over just to get something out of your bay here, or out of your storage bays, and you don't want to open the awning to get the light out, you can just turn the light on, and I'll show you where that is, and it'll light up the whole side of the coach. So here's the other side of that above floor storage. And again, this is going to be probably the same temperature as what the coach is inside. If you do have some stuff in there you don't want frozen. And also, while I'm here, this thing has this little table as an option. I have it set up now. I'm going to break it down, but it has a nice little place to store it in. So what I do is just comes right off those two little clips. Just suitcases like this, and it stores right here in this really cool little spot. Oh, I have it backwards. Let's go this way. It's got a little travel strap, so you don't have to hear it rattling down the road and it's gone. Really cool feature, and that's from Leisure Travel. They do get some really cool designs. So you have this table, and when it's put away, you're not really using any space, but it's a really nice feature underneath this awning. I like it a lot. And one thing I will point out is so that when you move this in and out, you don't, I don't know if you can see this, Jordy, but there's little clear bra pieces right here. So if this thing pops out and bounces off your coach, it's not going to scratch your paint. That's just kind of how well they think about these things. Really well engineered product. But we do have another little storage here. And when we come over here, this is where your generator is. This is a propane generator, which means it's going to have a little bit oversized propane tank, which I believe is 15 gallons. What you'll notice about this guy, this is a 30 amp. So what this will do, this will power the coach just like your shore power will. It's a 36,000 watt, but it's also a 30 amp. So this will actually power everything in there just like you're plugged in. Really nice, really efficient, really quiet. We like those generators. So coming over here, we got one more storage here. And you'll notice this is your inverter. But this is also a battery charger. You have lithium batteries underneath your step here. This will actually power like your microwave through your lithium and some of your other 110 outlets. It's really nice. For instance, this guy right here. This is a 110, great place. We're next to that table. You can put a little TV out there if you'd like. But again, little storage. Nice soft close there. And when we come over here, notice the door's contoured. which tells me this has been cut out of the same wall, which is a good thing because it's nice and insulated. It's not like an aftermarket door. Again, leisure travel just does not cut any corners. This is the exhaust for your 16,000 BTU furnace. That'll keep this thing plenty warm. And then we got a nice little tiny cubby right there. They're not trying to waste any space. The other interesting thing about this design I've never seen before, which I really like, is you've got your awning switches right here. So a lot of times they're up in the cab and you're kind of craning your neck around the door to see if this thing's coming in or out. Not so much on a leisure because they put them right here. This is your light switch. You can see that light goes off, on, off. Real easy. Again, if you're getting out to get something out of the storage, you're on the side of the road, you need a little bit of light because it's a little bit dark out. Just pop that light on. You don't have to have your awning in or out for that. It's just whenever. And then you also can turn the whole awning off. Now this does have a safety mechanism. If your ignition's on, it's not going to open or close. It's a safety feature. So if you're having a hard time with your awning, just make sure you're not in accessory mode listening to music or something like that. But here's a retract one. Oh, let's turn it on. One button push. Comes right in. It also has a wind detector on it. So if it starts blowing, it's going to shut itself. But you kind of want to be ahead of that because sometimes it takes a little bit of a gust and you might tear some of your fabric. So just be mindful of that. Again, if you notice on this door, you still have the same 3-way power and seat adjuster for this seat. And again, that third memory is perfect for when we're going to turn this seat around. And I'll actually do that real quick. I'll demonstrate that. So it's easier to get the thing way up here because it's got to clear the A-pillar. Got to get this up. So again, you can just memorize that position and then just turn that seat around, and then and I'll leave that turned around so you can kind of see it from the inside. So we'll go on the inside. Looked at the inside of the coach. Really cool design in here. Got some functions I really like. You do have a power step. It is out. Here's your batteries. You do have a CO2 detector. Take these off here real quick. So as you saw, you have a couple of benches across from here. I'll demonstrate that in a minute, but we'll start right here. So we do have our Xantrex battery charger and inverter right here. It's got your information panel on it. You could tell what your voltage is and stuff. This is how you would start and stop your generator. It'll also tell you how many hours, that kind of thing. Little information panel. This would be your this would be how you would check. We got 53% LPG. You check black, gray, fresh water. There's no fresh water in it. Then your battery. So it's got 13 volts. Solar's probably working pretty good. This is your Truma Aqua Ghost. This is how you power your hot water heater. These are lithium batteries, so if it's a little chilly out, lithium just doesn't like to charge as well. It kind of has a slow draw in cold temperatures, so you can actually just heat the batteries right there. Very, very smart feature. I mean, one would not want to have lithium without that, I would think. You do have an equalizer leveling on this little guy. A lot of these littler coaches don't really need leveling because they're so stable and small, but Leisure has opted with a nice little simple equalizer system. All you have to do is just power it on. You have to have the emergency brake on, which I don't. You just auto level, and then you're ready to go, auto retract. Now you can, if you feel like the auto leveling got it a little bit wrong, you can actually bump up one of the jacks or the other one, but usually it just takes a couple minutes and you're level. So, and something this small, you would be hard to find if it was a little off, but kind of overkill, but we like it. Real nice soft close top there. We do have a little shade here, so for some privacy. I will point out over here, this is your Go Power solar controller. You can actually, turn it on and see, what voltage. It says 13.2 right there. So just a little bit of information on how your solar system's working. You do on this guy have a nice little Dometic safe for valuables. You can just put it in there. And again, these nice hardware on these guys. You really can't beat it. We do have a nice skylight in this unit. I love that part of this guy, and you can shut it. Either way. This is a really neat feature too. So I would have missed this had I not researched this guy. Let's take these off. So what this is kind of a chase lounger, believe it or not. You just move your seatbelts out of the way. And this thing just kind of comes over here. You have an extra cushion that goes right here. And then your thing is that you can kind of kick back. It's not a bed, but the one thing I will point out, you do have, with your 30 amp plug-in, you have a surge protector. That's going to keep, you know, your electronics safe in here. And they did mount a little monitor panel for that guy. You kind of see it right there. It'll throw codes. You see it right there, Jordy? So that'll tell you how your power system's doing, which they didn't have to do that, but they did. And there it is right there. There's the actual hardware right there. And your Truma. So this kind of nice, neat little deal there. And again, we show these quite a bit, but here's your 110 system. Where are we at here? Oh, it's out this way. So this is your 110 breakers. If something were to not work, I'd start here on the 110 version, like your TVs or your microwave, what have you. That's going to be in there. And this does go through that Xantrex does plug into this. So that's the one thing neat about this guy. And then you also have your these are your 12 volt fuses, if I can get it open. There it is. So if you had a fuse, a light was out or something like that, you could just find a little red light would indicate which one was out, and you could just go ahead and change that out. You do have seat belts on both sides, so people can travel with you. The kitchen's another really well thought out deal. A lot of counter space. You have a nice little 2-burner propane Dometic cooktop. They do a little garbage pail here, so you can put your waste paper towels, that kind of thing in there. Nice solid surface countertops. Nice soft closed drawers. Major Band does not chintz on anything, so real nice there. Got 4 drawers here. Get a little deeper as they go down. And you got a lot of contoured wood in here, so it's kind of function and design. We'll get into that in the bathroom a little bit, but as you see, a lot of space under there. And if you look at the very bottom in the back, that's your Truma actually, and that's where you can this was your transfer switch. This is your Truma, and what this does is if you wanted to bypass the Truma system in winterization, which I wouldn't, you can though, that's where you would do it. But you have all full access to that whole system back there, which is really nice. And another thing, if you look down here, you'll see you've got a water filtration system. You see that little filter right here? I don't know if you can see that. And it doesn't just do the drinking water, it does the whole system. So what that does, it doesn't just provide good drinking water, it also kind of keeps the whole plumbing system from calcification. Another really smart way they tackled that filtration system. We like that a lot. You do have a TV with a sound bar. You got more storage up here. This is going to be your auto video switch, your Blu-ray player. This would be your output if you had like that little tailgater we talked about. You can see all that up there. You do have the line guard satellite in here. It's an InMotion, I believe. It's been installed. So it's really nice. Some extra options. Here's your manual for that. Nice little shelf in this cubby here. And again, some more storage. You have a GFCI here. Nice little water, a paper towel holder, little remote holder, and a nice little sink here. Look at that nautical sink. It's really deep. Definitely going to do the job. And a nice little residential faucet. Coming over here, you'll notice, we'll just kind of touch on this. A couple places for coat hooks and what have you. This switch here, actually, I don't know if you can get it. It's a double switch, so this is off. This is going to be the porch light, but this is going to be a handle light. So you can actually, I don't know if you can see that, but in the dark you can see where this handle is, and it also illuminates the door. These are just 2 light switches, and this guy here is for the all of your storage lights, I believe. Now these are your inside lights, and you have a dimmer here. So you can turn them on and dim them if you just want a little bit of less light, as you can see. Now you do have a convection microwave because you don't have an oven, so this will bake. I don't know if you can see that, nice and clean. Enough for a little casserole or something to that effect, but a little bit more cubic feet here than a little welded-in shelf here on one of the old RV ovens. But yeah, that'll do some baking if you need it to. The coolest part about this is an upgraded. This year was the new year for this particular refrigerator. It's a 12-volt, 110 or propane 3-way. It's awesome. You have an automatic feature on it, and you can just go to automatic, and it'll just use whatever power is available for it. Now the cool thing is too, if I'm here and I want to get a drink or something out of the refrigerator, I can open it here. But to demonstrate this for our camera guys, since we're in this tight space, we can open it from here. So doors open from each side. I think that's just cool. So let me grab my clipboard here. Coming back here, it gets a little tight, but a lot of cool stuff going on. One of the coolest bathroom setups I've seen in a smaller coach ever, without a doubt. I saw, at first I thought this was just this round door here was kind of more for just aesthetics, but if you think about it, it actually makes that bathroom a lot bigger when the door's shut, actually. And you notice there's not a shower in this bath, so this toilet room and this vanity, it's just all for those two purposes. This is a split bath. We have a nice shower tucked away in a closet over here. I'll show you next. But that is a macerator toilet. And what's nice about the macerator toilet, it is it pumps into the tank, but it also comes with this kind of a P-trap valve underneath it. It's not a straight gravity flush. And what that'll do is that'll keep any gases from escaping in your coach. So that toilet's the best there is in a coach this size. It is porcelain. And you have a nice little tiny sink, but it's deep enough to where you're not going to wear the water if you actually turn that faucet on. You have some nice coat racks or towel racks here, and some storage there, a nice mirror. I don't know if you can catch a look inside, but they even put little shelves in the corner there. Might be hard to get. Yeah, you got them. You do have a fantastic fan both in here and on the other side of the wall. I didn't show you, but by that skylight, there's two fantastic fans in this coach. But this door, it also, if you notice the floor is cut out to match the floor. So if you're level, this thing should stay right there. And when that happens, oh, let me get you a look at this. This is the pantry. Look at that bad boy. Lots of storage for canned goods and what have you, and it locks. So this guy just goes counterclockwise and it can't open. That way, if you ever go down the road and you take a hard left, it's not gonna, hit your refrigerator here. We do have all the HVAC runs off of this Dometic thermostat. This will run your heat pump, your AC, your furnace, it all comes off of there. So really easy, you just have modes, you just toggle through the modes there. I just don't have it turned on right now, but there we go. Give zone. That's off. There's your AC, there's your auto, heat pump from up top. There's your furnace. Really nice system, real easy to use. You get the hang of it in about 5 minutes and you're good to go. Now we're gonna do some changing around here, because this is your shower. Let me just go ahead. You got a little clip right here, so if you wanted to kind of if you had a guest or something, or someone was up there cooking or something, you just wanted to get ready, you can actually close this off. You can still get to your toilet room. You can still get to your shower. So it kind of just gives you privacy and kind of makes this all just like a nice little bedroom with its own bathroom. Nice big shower. Another skylight up here. And what they've done, which I really like, is they actually put a light in here. You can actually, sometimes you need light. So in the shower, you got a waterproof light there. Nice little shower there. I'm 6'1". It's a little short, but with that skylight, I can fit in here. I'm not going to want to take a big, long shower, but for a kind of a smaller coach, you can't beat this type of setup. What you usually have is a bathroom a little bit bigger than this with a toilet in it. So it's called a wet bath. This is actually a real functional bathroom. I think it's just incredible. So, and again, you have a nice mirror here, and you're not going to use this for a shower curtain. You have this little guy here that's going to keep the water out of your coach. So, really nice there. And here we can kind of. So, this is the TB and the 24 TB is twin beds. This can be made into a one big bed. This thing comes out and you got filler cushions that fill it up there. You do have what I like about this particular type of floor plan, and there's a few coaches that do it, you have all this storage all the way around, and you can get to it and pack right here with this aisleway. They also put a little bit of a storage right here, which for little things, and you've got little storage there, little storage there. Again, you've got dimming lights in here. Your light switch would be right here. And then you've also, this one was outfitted with the TV, so that's why you have this splitter up there. You got a wardrobe on this side and a wardrobe, kind of his and hers or what have you. And they are lit. And so this guy, when the door's shut, magic. Let's go off. Soft close again, but you have that all the way around. You do have day and night shades on all the windows, as you can see. This would be your emergency exit in case you had something going on in the front that you have to exit. You could exit out this window, but it does open, and so does this one. So you can get a nice little cross ventilation here. Beds are real comfortable. You do have a little bit more storage here. And you also, I don't know if you can notice, but you can kind of, you've got USBs on both sides. There's USBs up front. Plenty of USBs in this guy. You can power the lights here. You do have a plug-in over there. Nice padded headboard. Real versatile bedroom. It's one of my favorite types of floor plan situations on these little guys. But just real quick, a couple stats about this unit. It is a 21 leisure travel van Unity 24 TB twin beds, 3,500 miles roughly. It's a 3-liter V6, 188 horsepower, 325 foot-pounds of torque, turbo diesel. It's on a 3,500 chassis, so it's a 1-ton chassis, 7-speed automatic. That's a nice transmission. It is a two-wheel drive, so it's going to power off the rear wheels. The length on this coach total is 25 foot 1 inches. If you guys looking to put it in a garage somewhere, the width on this guy is just under 8 at 7 foot 11 inches. We've got a height outside of 10.5 feet, 10 foot 6 inches, and the inside where he stands, it's 6'5". Right here, it's probably 6. So, yes, you get a little rise in the floor here. It'll hold 24.5 gallons of fuel. Your freshwater tank's 30 gallons in this guy. Your gray is going to be 37, and your black's going to be 29. So you have a lot of extra gray and black tanks compared to the fresh tank. Your propane is 15 gallon standard. It will sleep 2 people, basically what it's built for. You have a 15,000 BTU whisper quiet AC. You see the intakes here. Real quiet AC on this guy. All ducted throughout the ceiling. You've got the Truma AquaGo, and you have a surge protector built in, and that's about it. So if you guys want to reach out and ask any other questions about this unit, please call me. My name is Dean. My number is 720-347-7063, and I'll see you next time.